Hello everyone, my name is Rubén Garcia. I am technical support of Italy, and in this video I'm going to show you Find Your Filter, which is a tool that we have developed for you and your clients to find the right filtration solution. As soon as you get in, you'll see a big disclaimer. We click on check and agree, and you'll see that this software is divided in two different parts. The part on the left, the page on the left, gathers all the different questions where we will have to give some input, some answers, and the part on the right is composed of two parts. The first part is the score that is given to each single filtration, main filtration type. Then we have screen, media, and disk. And here we have our results sheets for different points in our installation system. So we have 5 different points. The first point would be the additional water treatment in our water source, upstream the pumping system, upstream the main filtration system. This would be for sand separation, hydrocyclone. Number 4 would be our main filtration system, and number 5 would be our backup filter and or the sector filter. Now, let's play a little bit with this software and pretend that I was searching for a filtration solution, in my case, when having well water, for example, and as soon as I gave some input, you can see over here that the score is showing some results. So some results for screen, media, and disk, all related to water source and quality. Actually, if we go to the results sheet, you will see that we have already that it is recommended to us that we would use a hydrocyclone, models F1400 and F1000. And in the point number 4, main filtration system, we would have an option A. This would be our go-to option, our first option, which would be automatic screen with these models F3240 and F3200. Our option B, on the other hand, would be automatic disk, which is F7250 models. Now, the more information we give to the system, the more accurate it becomes. Now, okay, what if, let's try something easy. What if I had a sprinkler irrigation system together with a well water source? We see that still our winner would be screen. That this means that the main filtration system that is the most suited, or the best option in this case, it will be screen. And this is mostly due to 2 reasons. Because of water source and quality, but the second reason, which gives the highest score, is the irrigation application, as we can see over here. All right, what about subsurface drip irrigation? All of a sudden, our option A filtration will be media. Let me check right here, and you can see that option A, our number 1 option, will be media filter F2400, and our option B would be F3240, which is the option with the second highest score. All right, let's try something new. Let's pretend that I wanted to filter surface water, and right, so it's canal water with subsurface drip irrigation. We check over here, and again, media filter. The media filter would be the first and most and best suited option. We can see over here that our second option would be disk. We check on the result sheet, and we confirm option A, media filter, option B, automatic disk. Okay, let's try something new. Let's pretend that we were trying to find a solution for canal water, but with sprinkler irrigation. And all of a sudden, actually the scores are pretty well matched for the 3 of them. This means that they have actually very similar scores. Actually, screen has a slightly higher score. So what determines a winner, are option A and option B, is the sum of all the different types of scores. So we have water source and quality, filter working conditions, and irrigation application. In this case, we can only see 2 out of the 3. Screen, in this case, was the winner we can see that the vast majority of the score is due to the irrigation application. And our number 2 option, our option B, is disc, and the reason is actually different. Disc is kind of a 50-50. Actually, disc is more suited to the water source and quality than screen, despite having the second highest score. Also, we can see that even if the system can only give an option A and option B, and there's not an option C, if we did, obviously media would be our option C, and by a very close margin, because the results are very similar. So it's very important that we know why the filter became the solution recommended. Now, if we wanted to be more accurate and give it actually more information, we should give some input to the rest of the questions. There are two groups over here. The first group will be, what about the working parameters of the filter? All right, so we will say. And the second group says, tell us about the quality of the water. Now, if I, for example, gave some input and said that there's actually a lot of organic content in the water, I click on high, and that there is a lot of silt and clay in the water, high, all of a sudden media is becoming much more important. As you can see, actually it has been changed, the results, and our option A would be media and option B automatic disc, because actually the best suited filter for silt and clay is media. It's known to be media. Something very similar happens if, on the other hand, I say that the water has a very high content on iron and manganese. You can see over here that again media starts to be the first option. All right, what about the working parameters of the filter? Let me check 1 second. Going back here again, what about the working parameters of the filter? All right, now all these questions talk about efficiency, water use, and the use of space. So, for example, how important is flow capacity in relation to the size of the filter? If I click here high, you see that the filter that is getting the highest score would be screen, because screen is known to have a very high flow capacity in relation to the body size. Something very similar happens when I click high importance on the use of a small footprint. So you can see over here the screen is pushed the most. It's getting the highest score. And how important is to minimize the amount of water expelled during backflash? You can see here something very similar. So all these questions on the overall actually pushed efficiency and models like screen and disk over media. Now, okay, so far we have seen how to answer the questions regarding the main filtration system, and we will see the rest right now, which is actually pretty easy and pretty straightforward. These questions over here are regarding the secondary filtration filter in field or as a backup downstream the main filtration system. Here only two questions are asked. Do you prefer metal or plastic? So if we click on metal, sorry, on plastic. And second question, for flashing your secondary filter, do you prefer your manual or your filter to be manual or semi-automatic? If we click on over here, we suddenly get a result saying that for backup filtration, a manual screen or disk filter, plastic. These would be our models, our go-to models. If we click on metal, for example, this automatically changes. So manual screen filter, metal solution, we will get F3140 and 3100. If we click on semi-automatic, you see that everything changes. Okay, now some final questions. Does the water need additional treatment? We should only answer this it's actually in very rare cases. In cases of water having a very high content on dissolved iron. So if we click over here, we actually get the recommendation of installing or making use of an open sky reservoir for iron oxidation. If we need sterilization, maybe we're recycling water, then the the recommendation that we get is making use of UV radiation. This would be at the water source level, upstream the main filtration system. And does the water require additional filtration before the pump station? If we say that the water has stones or coarse content, then we are suggested to make use a stone collector. Something very similar if the water inlet is submerged in a reservoir or canal with organic material content. We click over here, and we recommended to make use of a suction filter, as you know. In which cases are we recommended to use sand separation? Only when, if we select well water, we're automatically recommended to make use of hydrocyclone separator, or when we give an input over here. So for example, when using canal water plus selecting having sand content, we're automatically recommended to make use of hydrocyclone. When you finish, please remember to send the form here at the end, so that an expert in the field will be able to give you technical advice based on the information that you provided. So that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope you make use of it and you find it useful, and that it really helps you out with sales regarding filters. Have a nice day.